Okay, now, before we talk about the basic instruction, just to sit comfortably. Sit comfortably. Make a good deal. Come on, sit down. Comfortable that only you can pay attention properly. Okay, so before we begin, just give you an idea. Okay, what exactly that we will be doing here on this 1 week of retreat. Okay? So this is Vipassana meditation retreat. Okay? It's an intensive retreat. Okay? So, what exactly that we are trying to do here? You must understand, I was 1 week here already. So, now, you know the Four Noble Truth, right? I'm sure. Anybody do not know? Right? It's very basic knowledge of the Four Noble Truth. And what is the first Noble Truth? Truth of suffering, right? And so, Noble Truth of suffering, Dukkha, Ariya, Satya. Yeah. So, and why is it the first Noble Truth? What is suffering? You think that Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, first discourse, what did the Buddha say? Is suffering. Jati pidukka, jarapi dukkha, yati pidukko, marana pidukka, and so on. Right? Birth is suffering, aging is suffering, right? Death is suffering, and so on. Right? So, but finally, what did the Buddha say? At the very end of that sentence, or that passage, it says, Sankitte Vajjipadana Kanda Dukkha. In short, in brief, 5 aggregates of training, or 5 aggregates liable to training. That is dukkha. So essentially the truth of suffering, the personal truth, is the 5 aggregates. Okay? So 5 aggregates. What are 5 aggregates? We are all 5 aggregates. Right? We are all each a bundle of 5 aggregates. Right? So it's a constituent of our existence itself. Yeah? That is the truth of suffering. The Buddha says birth is suffering, aging is suffering, birth, aging, more disease, and all that refer to the 5 aggregates. Okay? Birth is the birth of the 5 aggregates, aging is the aging of the 5 aggregates, and so on. Okay? Essentially, that's the first noble truth of suffering. Then what is the second noble truth? The cause of suffering. Dukkha, Samudaya, Ariya, Satya. The noble truth of the cause of suffering. Or sometimes they say origination of suffering. And what is that? Craving. So, craving in brief is craving. So, but if you in detail expand it, according to dependent origination, the teacher Samudaya is not just craving. Avijja, Tanha, Upadana, ignorance, craving, and attachment, clinging, Upadana. These are the 3 forces, unwholesome forces that drives the process of dependent origination. On and on and on, one existence after another, birth, aging, disease, death, birth, aging, disease, death, again and again. So, Buddha in the back of dependent origination. In this way, the whole mass of suffering arises. Okay? So avijja, tanha, upadana, the 3 forces drives dependent origination. all our truth is in breath. Because talking in breath, and he expanded in that the dependent origination. Both the order of arising and the order of cessation. The first two noble truths is the order of arising, how suffering arises. The third and the fourth noble truth, order of cessation, how suffering ceases. Okay. Now, then what is the third noble truth? That is cessation of suffering, or dukkha nirodha, ariya satya, noble truth on the cessation of suffering. And what is that? No, that's the fourth. No. So it's basically the cessation of craving, removal of the cause. So when a cause is removed, the effect ceases. Right? The cause is craving, effect is suffering. So you remove craving, suffering ceases. That is the cessation of suffering. Okay? But actually it's more than that. It's not just the mere cessation of suffering. So when the process of the five aggregates ceases, the yogi actually experiences what we call the unconditioned element that lies beyond the five aggregates, that lies beyond suffering. So that is the state of absolute peace, what we call Nibbana. So so that noble truth. Then the fourth noble truth. The path. The path. So dukkha nirodha gami nikottipada ariya satya. Noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering. And that of course refers to the Noble Eightfold Path. Consisting of the eight chapters. Right being, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. So this is the four noble truths. Okay, now concerning the first noble truth, truth of suffering. Okay, so what did Buddha say we must do with regards to the first truth? Samko paridam bhikkhave dukkha ariya satya parimeya. Because the noble truth of suffering should be fully understood. Parimeya, fully understood. It means fully understand the truth of suffering. And this is what we are doing here. When you're practicing Vipassana meditation, you're striving to develop Vipassana. Vipassana means insight, knowledge. Insight, knowledge, Vipassana means it's a type of wisdom. Wisdom or clarity of mind. That this wisdom specifically, it discerns clearly the nature of anicca, dukkha, anatta, impermanent, suffering, loss. So that's Vipassana. That is Vipassana is that which uncovers the truth of suffering. It's a clarity of mind that discerns impermanent, suffering, loss, the truth of suffering, the nature of the five aggregates. Impermanent, suffering, and so. And by developing Vipassana, it's insight knowledge. So you develop full understanding of the noble truth of suffering, the nature of the five aggregates. So this is what we are all striving to do in Vipassana meditation. All our work, noting rising, falling, sitting, touching, lifting, pushing, pressing, all that. We are developing this clarity of mind, we are developing that clarity to discern the nature of the five aggregates that is involved in each moment of experience. So as a result of developing this insight into impermanent suffering non-self, what happened? So we go to the second objection. So what did the Buddha say we must do with the second objection? So he says, Angkopeda bhikkhave dukkha samudaya ariya satya pahatapa. It's the noble truth of cause of suffering, craving, must be abandoned. You must give it up. That means purify your mind from this craving, which is the cause of suffering. And this comes as a result of developing insight into impermanent suffering also. So we discern clearly nature of impermanent suffering also, again and again and again, repeatedly through the practice. Gradually, this sharp clear wisdom, the mind begins to let go of craving attachment. Why? Because that clarity of mind, that wisdom that discerns impermanent suffering also, when it arises, it dispels ignorance. It dispels the darkness of ignorance that conceals the nature of impermanent suffering also. That's when this ignorance is present in the mind. It's like metal cataract. It conceals. So you cannot see clearly. That which is really impermanent suffering. So we take it to be permanent, to be pleasurable, to be the self. And because of this, you take it as something good. So you develop attachment, clinging attachment to it. So when you develop Vipassana, you dispel the darkness of ignorance. With this wisdom of Vipassana, the light of Vipassana, you see clearly essentially impermanent suffering and non-self. Not something good. So as a result, this mind, with this wisdom, gives up the craving and attachment. So we say let go. People always say let go. Without wisdom, we cannot let go. You just say let go, you let go, you pick up the ideas. So with wisdom sharp cuts at the root of attachment. Then only the second noble truth is given up, abandoned. And as a result of abandoning the cause of suffering, what happens? It's a cessation of suffering. We remove the cause, the effects is its shit. So Buddha says so the yogi experience that cessation of suffering. So the Buddha says, Tamkopalida bhikkhave, the dukkha viroda ariya satya, satchikatana. It's noble truth of the cessation of suffering. right? Must be experienced, or realized. So when you develop Vipassana, as a result of which it gives up, abandon craving, then you experience the cessation of suffering. And so all this comes about through the development of Vipassana. How do you develop Vipassana? That's it. Fourth Noble Truth. The Noble Eightfold. So essentially, when you are practicing Satipatthana Vipassana meditation, you are actually developing the Noble Eightfold. It's like developing this Noble Eightfold that leads to the development of this insight, that leads to abandonment of craving, and then the experiencing of the cessation of craving. Yes, we must develop the Noble Eightfold. So Buddha said, Satangko parijambhikave dukkha nirodha kamini patipada ariya satcha gavitava. Noble truth of the way leading to the cessation of suffering, the Noble Eightfold, must be developed. But practicing Vipassana meditation, every moment when you note, and you'll be noting throughout the day. Every single moment you are paying the rent, you are paying the Noble Eightfold. It's like laying one palm after another. Gradually going closer and closer to the goal, which is the cessation of suffering. So, this in brief is what we are all doing in a meditation retreat. Okay, now on to the basic instruction. Okay, so in a retreat like this, so you've been meditating throughout the day. And I said throughout the day, I literally means throughout the day. That means there's not a single moment when you're not meditating. Every single moment. From the moment you wake up in the morning, the moment you wake up, even before you open your eyes, the moment you wake up, mindfulness should already be there, established. Or at least it should be. Maybe right now you're not able to do that yet. Okay? But you should have this direction. Train until you're able to. The moment you wake up, you hear the alarm, you are immediately hearing, waking. You are aware. Before you open the eyes, waking, then you want to open the eyes, intention to opening. First moment you wake up, until at night, when you lie down on the bed, you're still noting. You're lying there, you're still noting. You may be looking, rising, falling, you just note the bodily sensation. You feel all the sensation in the body, the pressure, tightness, whatever sensation. Keep noting, feel alert, until finally you fall asleep. Yeah? Not joking. It's not on me. This instruction is on Buddha. It says in waking up and in falling asleep, it implies clear comprehension. Satipatthana Sutta. So throughout the day, you'll be meditating. So that you are essentially doing 3 parts of meditation. Okay? Meditation in daily activities. Okay? All the activities that you carry on. Right. So every day, asking not that with care, mindfulness. Then sitting meditation, and then walking meditation. Okay? So 3 parts of meditation. This essentially covers everything you do throughout the day. There's not a single part of your day which is not covered under these 3. Okay? Even when you go to the toilet, the bathroom also, still meditating, right? Yeah. So, the idea is to develop continuous mindful noting, continuous moment to moment mindful noting. That's what that. It's called bhavana. Bhavana, meditation, that literally is developing. So developing the mind, developing mindfulness. And so you accept the mind, moment to moment, mindful, aware, clear. So every moment you're developing mindfulness, you're developing samadhi also, focus, awareness. And as you develop this, the clarity of mind also develops. The wisdom, clear knowledge you have will develop. So it will only develop if you strive, put in effort to look moment to moment continuously. Then only it can build up its strength and its momentum throughout the day. So in a retreat, meditation is go on continuously throughout the day. So you must take all these 3 medication seriously. Not just sitting medication. So some yogis sitting medication very serious. Immediately sitting finish, take a break. We walk casually, and really no. Take a break. Daily activities even worse. Not nothing at all. Usually that is when yogi use the mindfulness. Okay? So if you neglect to not during walking or during daily activities, then there's a huge gap in the continuity of noting. Okay? So when there's a huge gap like this, the practice is very slow to develop. Okay? So you want to develop it quickly, you have to put in effort continuously throughout the day. Whether in sitting, in walking, or in daily activities. Nothing should go on continuously. So must make effort. Don't worry, I do not expect you have to be perfect straight away. Gradually, you must work towards it. Initially expected, there will be a lot of wandering mind. Even if you don't want the mind to wander, it will still. My God, you tell me, if you want to meditate, you go meditate. I want to take effort. So we must train again and again. Taking the mind, that's it. That's how you take for a while mindfulness. You sit down, you sit taming your wild elephant. So then try the strong pose onto the earth. Because elephant, you have to tie it to the pose. Otherwise, elephant keeps on. He keeps thinking about the forest. He wants to run back to the forest. So your mind also come here. They keep thinking about the forest out there, all the sensual pleasures out there. So you must eye your wild elephant of the mind to the strong pose. The strong pose will be your object. That's why it was a primary object. Rising, falling, and walking meditation, the 3 steps. The rope is what? Mindfulness. So yes, I firmly with the object. So that every time your mind has to wander and pull back. Mindfulness is that restricted. Not wandering, and disappear, come down, and go back to the object. Again and again and again. It's like a wild elephant. After a while, it's trying to escape, but cannot escape. After a while, it knows it cannot escape, and it give up. And then it just settle down around the box. So your mind is we restrain again and again, persistently. After a while, the hindrances becomes weaker. As the mindfulness becomes stronger and stronger, then after it just settles down on the object. Okay, so must take all these 3 meditation, walking, sitting, and daily activities seriously. Now, let's talk about sitting meditation first. People that talk quickly about the noting mind. So when we practice, we say we note the object. So we note the object with mindfulness, right? So there it's called the noting mind. Actually, noting mind is not just mindfulness. There are many more mental states involved. But mindfulness is the most important. Mindfulness establish the mind firmly in the object, so that the mind can stand firmly on the object, without wobbling, without falling away from the object. Without this, you cannot note the object properly. So mindfulness establishes it. So, but of course, together with it, there's the effort, the attention, the perception, the vitaka, vichara, application, sustain, and all that are present. Most important also the clarity again, the explore the object, also present. But the most important is mindfulness. So without mindfulness, all the others also will not be present. So this noting mind. So when you note the object, whether it's rising, falling, or sitting, touching, or footsteps, or your daily activities. So we must have this noting with this mindfulness. What is this mindfulness? Usually you just say awareness. Awareness, simple to understand. If we go into detail, all the technicality, what is mindfulness, then we get complex. So we usually make it very simple, this awareness of the object. But not just simply any awareness. We must be very careful awareness. as we say, it establishes the mind on the object, whole family on the object. Okay? So just superficial awareness, it won't sit there. Okay? So very careful awareness. Okay? So just stick very briefly, because all these are covered again during the Dharma. Okay? So but what is important to know is two aspects to this nothing mind. Okay? So one is the calming aspect. Okay? So you can say this is the samatha aspect. Even though we are practicing Vipassana, don't think there's no samatha present. Okay? Some degree of calmness, peacefulness must be there. Okay? So the nothing mind must be soft, relaxed, peaceful. Okay? So when you note the object, you must not be excited. Wow, I see. No, the mind is disturbed. Okay? So it must not be hard and rigid, like hammering on the object. Not flexible. Hold on. Soft, relaxed, peaceful. Okay? So once the mind must be relaxed, remember that. Okay? So that's one aspect. But the other aspect is the more energetic aspect. So virya. This is where Vipassana also comes in. So samatha Vipassana. Okay? So this more energetic aspect. Okay? Yes. So your mind soft, relaxed, peaceful. Another quality is actually detachment. Okay? So whenever you know the object, the noting mind is that detached from the object. Okay? Not involved. It's like start back and simply observe the object. As it is. So it's like sitting in here, and then all the windows are closed. As it's open, and you just watching what is going on outside, but you're not out yet. You're being involved with whatever is happening there. The bird fly, you don't go and chase the bird away. So when you're sitting in here, you're simply watching. The bird fly, you know it fly. It is sing, you know it sing. You don't do anything, you simply observe. Okay? So you don't get involved in any way. Let's step back, become what we call a passive observer. Okay? So this is a calming aspect. But in that space of calm, relaxed, peacefulness of mind, we must add in the effort, the energy. Okay? And this energy must be directed properly. Okay? So it must be directed, not forcing the mind, focus obsessively, or force the object to be clear, brief, hard, and so on. Okay? So you must not direct the effort in this way. Okay? You see, it comes with a soft, relaxed, peaceful. So when you add the energy the energy is also soft, relaxed energy. Okay? Not the overly forceful type of energy. Okay? So what do you direct the effort to? You direct the effort towards feeling the object. Okay? So every time you look at the object, you make effort to feel the object. Okay? So make effort to follow moment by moment. Okay? And each moment make effort to feel the object. explore into the object. And it's called what we call Dhamma Vijay, investigation of Dhamma. Investigation is exploring, not thinking, not analyzing. Simply let the mind go in, explore out, feel your way around the object. Okay? So the energy must be accepted. Explore into the nature of the object. Okay? And this aspect is very important for Vipassana. Because if you want to discern clearly nature of the five aggregates, the mind, you must have this exploratory aspect of the knowing. So these two aspects of the knowing must come together. First, the mind will be soft, relaxed, because if the mind is not soft, not relaxed, it's very stiff, very rigid, agitated, we cannot discern the nature of the object doing. Okay? To discern the mind need to be soft, relaxed, settled down. When your minds are settled, it's wisdom, we cannot discern clearly. Okay? So, but even if your mind is settled, you don't have this effort to explore. Also, you cannot discern the nature of the object clearly. Okay? So these two aspects must come together in every moment of movement. Okay? So make effort to explore, to discern as clearly as you can whatever nature of the object is present. And explore without thinking. Okay? Whatever appears to the mind. Okay? Place your mind on the object. Whatever appears to the mind immediately. Take note. That's what we call noting. You take note. What is there? What is there? The nature that is present, we keep taking note. So the mind is actually actively engaged, the knowing mind. Every moment, actively engaged in noting, taking note. It's not just following superficially, up and down. All minds engaged, moment to moment, feeling. So, that's why in the interview we will keep asking you. You're not rising only what do you experience, what do you observe? So you have to be able to relate your experience. And only if you explore, keep watching, taking then you can report clearly. Okay? Otherwise, we ask you, how's rising falling? Rising falling is rising falling, up and down. And it's very superficial. So go in, feel, observe carefully, more. Initially, you may not realize much. Okay? But as you keep exploring, looking, the more you look, the more you discover. Okay? So that is nothing mind. This is applicable in sitting, in walking, and in daily activities. Okay, and now, sitting meditation. So of course, usually we sit for an hour, usually. Unless you are given instruction to sit longer, then you just stick to the 1 hour. That is enough for most people. Walking also, sit 1 hour enough. Okay? So right now it's just the beginning. So you keep balance, 1 hour walking, 1 hour sitting throughout the day. Yeah. So usually you sit in a traditional posture. That is cross-legged on the floor. Unless you have some difficulty, physical injury, then you can sit on a chair. So otherwise, sit on long cross-legged posture. Okay? Now, so cross-legged posture, of course, there are different ways of sitting cross-legged. Okay? Most difficult, of course, is the full lotus. Full lotus, like I think the Buddha image, the full lotus. Okay? That means the right foot is placed on top of the left thigh, and the left foot is placed on top of the right thigh. So the legs are fully interlocked together. So it's very firm and very stable. But it's also very difficult. The most difficult of the cross-legged posture. Okay? Unless your legs they are very flexible, after giving it, you get a lot of pain. It's experiencing a lot of pain. So usually those people who have practiced yoga for many years, their body is very flexible. They can sit in a full lotus. Sometimes they don't even need to use their hand to arrange the posture. They just sit down and they're just straight. The legs are straight for itself. Because our body is very flexible. We are trained. And they can sit for hours like this. So, those people who practice yoga, usually they can do this. Actually, yoga, as we popularly practice in modern times, the thing of yoga is all this, twisting the body here and there, all these asanas. It's actually only a small part of the whole yoga system. The whole yoga system actually is a complete system of meditation, samatha meditation. Okay? They include meditation. So that all these exercises are actually the preparation, preparing the body for meditation. Because if you're going to meditate for a long time without moving your body, you need to prepare the body. Okay? So Buddhist meditation usually we don't prepare. That's why I see a lot of yogis after a while they suffer. There are some ailments in their body. That's why I start with this outside of retreat is exercise. You are still young, you can go and learn yoga. It's good. Helpful. And we are all already also yogi. We are all still rich. It's not difficult. Maybe you can strengthen the body by practicing a qigong. That is, or tai chi. Tai chi also can be quite demanding. Routine and all this stuff, even it's actually very demanding. You need to balance, without it involve a lot of balance, alignment of the body. So, but strengthen the body. Do stretching and not stretching so that the body is flexible. So, anyway, that's why we cannot do the full lotus posture, and then you can do the half lotus, which is simply placing one foot on top of the other. That's now what Brother calls doing the exemplar yogi. So one foot on top of the other. So always another way easier, because sometimes some people can't even do the half lotus. So that's what we call the easy posture, or sometimes they call it the Burmese posture, because the most Burmese use this posture. It means you put one leg in front of the other. Just simply put one in front of the other. Right? So that means both legs are on the floor, on the seat. Right? So that's the easiest of the cross-legged posture. Okay? Now, for cross-legged, sometimes I see even when the yogi is sitting in an easy posture. Right? I find that, especially those who have not meditated before, you're not used to sitting on the floor cross-legged. So when they first try it, their bodies, their legs are not flexible. So you find your knees floating up. Right? If you are not flexible, your knees float. So when your knees float up, the body will try to compensate. Right? Because as your knees float up, your body push back. So it becomes unstable. So you try to compensate by slouching or so that the whole posture becomes unstable. So what it can do is to raise your buttock. Use a cushion, raise your buttock. Raise it so that the buttock and the knees are at least on the same level, or the buttock slightly higher than the knees. Then you get a more stable posture. Because when we sit, we need to sit still. If your posture is not stable, you start to wobble, and then we cannot sink into a meditation. So raise the buttock. And then your body keep upright. When we say upright, it doesn't mean that you force the body upright. It bends up the body. So you just need to relax. So you don't go. So that's not ritual. Our body in the natural position is not straight like this pillar. You see our spine. If you see the model of a human skeleton, the spine is not straight. It's curvy. So when you sit up, it means the spine in that natural way. Something like S shape. So if we are impatient to sit straight, sit upright, not straight, upright. Then you just relax. Just release all the tension on the shoulder, on the neck, on the back. So when you release the tension, you find naturally you go something like float up. The body will just float up. Then something like bamboo. The bamboo is naturally, but if you reblow, it bend a little. Right? But once the wind goes past, it naturally just float back. So your body also. So where you just relax, and then inside you can feel there is a force, the wind and supporting some expansion inside along the spine, and the spine just goes out naturally. And you feel along the spine there's hardly any tension. Right? It's just very relaxed because it's in the natural alignment. But it holds here. So you find after a while you start to tip, then you start to feel tension with the side. Then you just relax it, let go, release the tension. And naturally you process. So that's how we hold the body upright. And by forcing when we force it like this, it becomes very hard and stiff. You feel very uncomfortable. So when you sit, the body needs to be comfortable. Then only the mind can spring into the meditation. The body is uncomfortable, a lot of distraction from the body, it keeps wobbling, unstable, and very difficult to meditate. The mind cannot sing. So relax. So you can also do the relaxation exercise. So before begin the special purpose of time, you have a lot of tension, stress. So prepare for the meditation by relaxing. So you sit there, and you adopt a comfortable posture, cross-legged, keep the upper body upright. Okay, and relax. And then bring your awareness into the body. Okay? Let the awareness enter the entire body. Let it settle. Remember, awareness, soft, relaxed awareness. So let this soft, relaxed awareness descend into the body, cover the entire body, feel the entire body. So be aware of whatever sensation present within the body. Like tightness, hotness, warmness, coolness, vibration, whatever sensation at all. Just be aware. Open up the mind, open up the awareness, and simply be receptive of all the sensation present within the body. To see the mind, to feel, to be aware, be receptive of all its sensation. Remember, soft, relaxed, receptive awareness. So once the mind is settled down, we take a few minutes just to feel all the sensation is present all over the body. Take the whole body as well. One whole cloud of sensation. So you get pressure here, warmness there, coolness there, stiffness, tightness, tension, whatever sensation is made. So as you feel all this sensation, you just soft, relaxed awareness. We will notice that gradually all the tightness, tension, stiffness, slowly they dissolve away when touched by this soft, relaxed awareness. Then you can also relax your body back up. So after the awareness is settled into the body, they direct this power to relax the awareness to every part of your body, beginning from the tip. So direct the awareness to the tip. Feel for any tension, tightness, with this soft, relaxed awareness. As you feel all this brightness, passion, with this soft, relaxed awareness, but this is dissolve already. It's like the mind just release all the tension. So this way we relax the crown of your head, your forehead, temple, eyes, deep into the brain, Relax your jaws. Relax the back of your head. The neck. Then the shoulders. We'll do it slowly. Okay? Not back. Take your time to watch. Then down in your arms. Then the fingers. Then the upper body. The lower body. All the way down to the base. The top, the legs, the feet. So slowly, part by part, we sweep this soft, relaxed awareness through these various parts of the body. Take that part by part. And as it sweeps through it, with this soft, relaxed awareness, notice all the height awareness, tension, release it away. And notice also the mind becoming more and more soft, relaxed, settled. And as you do so, you also notice the mind becoming more and more sensitive to the bodily sensation present throughout the body. So as it sits through part by part, we are actually exercising the awareness, the mindful awareness of all this bodily sensation. So in this way, you sweep the soft, relaxed awareness up and down the body several times until we feel the mind is totally settled down, calm, relaxed, soft. The body also relaxed, comfortable. Then after that, you bring your awareness back to your entire body again. So expand the awareness again to cover the entire body. And once again, just feel the whole cloud of sensation present in the body. We feel tiny sensation, vibration, pulsation, and so on throughout the body. So that now the mind will be settled, soft, relaxed, also clear. It's specific to bodily sensation. And as you sit there, you will notice that as you breathe in, so as you breathe in naturally, there will be some sensation of movement somewhere in front of your body. You may feel it at the abdomen, you may feel it at the chest, or you may feel it around the diaphragm. And there's this movement connected with your breathing. As you breathe in, there's an upward movement. And as you breathe out, there is a downward or collapsing movement. So wherever you feel this sensation of movement connected with your breathing, so now you gently but firmly direct your awareness there. So as it breathes in, it rises, follow it. Use the awareness to follow it. So you have to exert big effort with this soft, relaxed awareness. Exert effort to follow this movement from the very beginning to the very end. And then when it falls, also make effort to feel, to follow this movement from beginning continuously all the way to the end. So the noting mind, okay, the awareness must synchronize to the object. Okay? So the moment it arises, and the motion arises, and the noting mind, the awareness has immediately connect with it, with the movement. And as it keeps rising, as it keeps moving, the awareness has keep following continuously. Okay? You must be together, from beginning to the end, synchronized. Okay? So, falling over also must be synchronized. Okay? So this is rising and falling is the primary object. Okay? So in the practice we need a primary object in order to anchor the mind, anchor the awareness, in order to develop mindfulness and concentration. Yeah? So we cannot let the mind go all over the place. You need a primary object. Anchor the mind. So make effort to follow each rising, each falling, from beginning to end. Okay? Make effort so that the awareness is always synchronized with the object. So, first you make effort to follow, up and down, up and down. Make effort to follow. So after a while, you can follow. Then make extra effort to feel the object more clearly. So as you follow, you feel the sensation is present. Pushing or tightness or tension, relaxing, collapsing, expanding, whatever sensation is present. So I start to explore then. But first follow. Once you can follow well, then explore into the sensation. Get that extra effort to feel clearly each sensation as it appears. So this primary object. Now, as you meditate, as you are noting rising and falling, other objects may arise. Okay? So these other objects, okay, when they arise, they do not hold your attention. They are just a very mild object that do not hold your attention away from your primary object. So you can ignore them, don't have them look. Okay? So that sound of the echo is always there. Okay? So we can ignore. Okay? Stay with the rising color. Okay? So, but if the sound is very loud and it pulls your attention away, and then you have to note, take note. Okay? Take note of what? Take note of that experience of hearing. So you note hearing. So once the experience finished, disappear, down the mind back to the primary object. Okay? So hearing. Sensation in the body also. So as you're sitting, then you may feel a lot of physical sensation. And here you feel coolness all the time. So on touching, you may see there is sensation of touch, hardness or softness. But if this sensation does not bother the mind, this it can be ignored and stay in the present point. Okay? So even pain also, it is just a very mild pain, it doesn't really bother the mind. The mind can still stay with the rising point, and then stay with the rising point. ignore. But if they becomes very prominent, so strong, it pulls your attention, then you have to turn your attention and not until disappear, and then return the attention to the primary object. Now when you turn your attention to note the secondary object, so all these other objects are called secondary objects. So these objects that are so strong that they pull your attention away. So when you turn your attention to note secondary object, the whole attention must turn to the secondary object. Don't try to note half it. Noting the primary object, the other half still, the other half noting the secondary object. Your entire mind must shift, turn towards the secondary object, and note it exclusively until it disappears. Once it disappears, immediately turn your whole mind back to the primary object. So you only look one object at a time. We're trying to look two objects at a time. As you try to bring back, your mind will be dispersed, split, and you cannot develop effectively. So sound, bodily sensation, what else? So the thinking. This one you must wandering mind, thinking mind, any unwholesome state of mind. Otherwise, you must note it immediately. In this case, you have to note it. No matter how small it is, you need to note, because the moment it arises, that means the mind is already distracted. Even if you think a little bit, the mind is actually already distracted. So that must be noted immediately. So as soon as you are aware, the mind is thinking, wandering, immediately turn the whole attention, note that mind. Not wandering. So when you note the mind, don't go into the story. Don't pay attention to the story. Step back and simply observe the state of mind. Thinking, wandering. Just know the mind is thinking, is wandering, that's all. Don't go into what is it thinking about. And you'll be drawn away, carried away. So step back and simply observe thinking. That's not wholeheartedly. Otherwise, you will not stop. Often you are not thinking, but it's still thinking. Why? Because the noting is not wholehearted. The heart noting, the other heart still very nice thought and still on the thing. So that means you are still feeding energy into that thinking process. That's what it goes on. Only half the energy goes to noting. The other half goes into the thinking. So of course it goes on in a nervous system. So you divert all the mental energy effort into that mindful noting. Thinking, wandering. Once you divert all the energy to noting, you no longer fit into the thinking. It will naturally disappear by itself. You don't even have to suppress it, cut it away. It will disappear by itself. You spark it of energy, it dies a natural death. That's what we call dispelling by nothing. Dispelling by nothing doesn't mean be forced. They are thought away successive. You simply note it, take note of it wholeheartedly. It will die off, it will dissolve by itself. So whatever state of mind, especially unwholesome mind, desire, irritation, anger, attachment, whatever state of hindrances, unwholesome state of notice immediately. Yeah, drop until it disappears. Yeah, once it disappears, you see clearly it disappears. You are aware, then direct your mind back to the primary object. Okay? The wholesome state of mind. Sometimes your practice has developed, we notice wholesome state of mind right from here. State like peacefulness, tranquility, mindfulness, clarity. So you notice it, you're aware of it, but in the case of this wholesome state of mind, you don't have to continuously note it. You don't need to disappear, you don't need to be there because these are supportive state of mind. It supports your meditation. You're actually meditating to develop the state of mind. You're aware, so you're aware of them, then you go back to noting. Your primary option. You make use of this supportive state of mind, wholesome state of mind, the support we are working. So, but aware of them, then immediately go back and note primary option. So this is the sitting meditation. So whenever you look, in the beginning you can use in order to help with the work of learning. As in the beginning the mind keeps wandering. Because mindfulness is not well developed. Mindfulness is nature's non-forgetfulness. So when mindfulness is well developed, it doesn't forget. You can remember to look moment to moment to moment. But in the beginning, it's not well developed. So that nature of non-forgetfulness is still very good. It's meant to forgetting. The mind keeps wandering away. So in the beginning, you get to help the mindful noting, not to forget, and use labeling. So that it's as you know, you put a label on that experience. It's not rising, you put the label rising. So noting and labeling, they are two different things. Okay? Noting, sitting, the mind taking note. What is that? Okay? Just take note. It's not even thinking. Let's take note. Yes, this is rising and falling, heart rates of deepness, not. That's nothing. Labeling is you put a label on what you are noting. In the noting, they're rising, you put the label rising. You're not falling, you put the label falling on it. So this labeling, when you label like this, it's like it's pointing to the object. A reminder to the noting mind. Notice. So the noting mind remembers, so it keeps nothing. So you can use the labeling. So not rising, just say softly in the mind. Softly, don't shout it up in the mind. I say relaxing, and all. So you begin, you can use this labeling to help continue the noting. So, okay, so this is the sitting meditation. We can talk about also another object. That's to be complete. But very briefly. So some yogis have difficulty working rising problem. So you have difficulty, sometimes it's not clear. Sometimes you can observe, sometimes not clear. So when it's not clear, you can break. You break from it to be clear. You can switch to nothing, sitting, touching. Take sitting, touching as an alternative primary option. So sitting means the support. And sit there, if you know there's a sensation of support, something holding up the body, a force. So note that as sitting. So you hold up the arm, you can feel something holding up the arm, a force inside. It relaxes, it collapses, but you see the force disappear. That force also. You usually feel it along the spine. So that is sitting. Touching is the experience of touch at various touch points. When you're sitting on the cushion, the buttock is touching. It's right buttock, left buttock. Then the hands also touching. So right hand, left hand. So all the touches together, of course, there's only one form. The feet also touching. So left foot, right foot, legs also touching. So it's the experience of touch. So you bring your awareness to that point where it's touching. And then put the awareness there, and then you just feel the sensation of hardness, pressure, vibration, coolness, stickiness. Then you feel all the sensation. So you note it, it's touching, but the mind is taking up all the sensation. So you choose a few touch once. Then you not alternate between noting or sitting and touching. Then you bring the awareness first to the sitting posture. You be aware the sensation of support. That's when we know sitting. Not 7, 8 times. Every time you note, make sure the mind is taking, be clearly aware of that sensation. 7, 8, but then you switch to touch one. So use as a full touch one. Right foot and left foot. So after not sitting, you turn your attention to touching the right leg. Not touching 7, 8 times. So again, feel the sensation. Then that switch back to noting, sitting 7, 8 times. Then switch to the second touch form. Touching 7, 8 times. And switch back to sitting again 7, 8 times. Then when you have finished all the touch form, go back to the first one. So you go through the touch point systematically. So you have 3 touch points, you go to the first one, then the second one, then the third one, then back to the first one. So sitting, touching. So you cannot not rising, falling clearly, not sitting, touching. Don't wait. Why is a rising, falling coming back? Because while you are waiting, you are not meditating. Because meditation is nothing. But the work of mindful noting, that is meditation. If you are not noting, you are not meditating. You are just waiting around. So if mind is not clear, cannot know anymore, go to sitting, touching. As you know, sitting, touching, often the rising, falling becomes clear, and then you can go back. So secondary object you feel in the same way. Okay? Not only when you need to know. Okay? So after 1 hour of walking, 1 hour of sitting, so you want to get up to do walking meditation, right? So, but remember, meditation does not end with the hour, it goes on throughout the day. So as soon as you hear the bell chime, the clock chime, you not hear it. So, and you know, to finish the sitting meditation, so your intention to get up, right? So our intention is stop the sitting. So in your intention. Okay? Don't just straight away or happy 1 hour, jump out. Right? Meditation is not ended yet. Only the sitting meditation ended. The meditation as a form not ended. It only ends when you fall asleep at night. So you sit there and you want to open your eyes, no intention to open. Eyes open, opening. Bring your awareness to the eye. As it opens, you can feel the sensation. There's some tightness, there's something hot bra open. You feel some tightness, tension, it's very slight. Sometimes you can feel the eyeball and some become firm as it opens. You not all this sensation, take note. You let go as opening, but when you take note of all the sensation. Also intention. Okay? You see, as the eyes open, you start to see, not see. Be aware, experience of seeing. Okay? So, then you want to get up, no intention to get up. So, then you have to lean forward, no intention to lean. You want to reach for the floor, no intention, and as the arm reaches forward, not reaching. So you feel as you reach, as your body gets forward also not intention, and then pushes forward, feel the sensation in the body. Yes? So as that arm reaches forward also intention, reaching, and you feel as you reach forward that sensation. It's that pushing, pulling, tightness, just feel. So you must meditate on this. This meditation daily activities, right? Touches, not touching, feel pressure, hardness. So, as we said, push, more pressure, more hardness. As the body starts to leap up, so you look at sensation in the body, that pushing upward, you feel tightness. After a while, pushing, you start to feel the body becoming lighter. Some feels heavier and heavier. So you can feel the sensation, one after another. You have to go slowly. If you go very fast, you can hardly feel anything. That's why you go slowly, so that the noting mind can keep up. With the moment-to-moment experience, you can discern clearly. So, go up. This way, we stand up, mindfully, aware of intention, aware of all the temporary sensation involved. Then when you're standing there, so you look standing, feel the body in the standing posture. It's like you're not sitting, you're not the uprightness, right? The support. When he's standing also, there's that support there. Right? So be aware of the support. Right? Be aware of happiness, the pressure, or the goofy. Yeah? Be aware of all this sensation in the body. Yeah? So when you do daily activities, meditation, comments must be directed internally. Yeah? Don't let it stray outside. There's tendency the yogis, their attention stray outside because the eyes are open. Yeah? We divert awareness inside. Yeah? So your eyes during daily activities, don't look up, don't look left, look down. There's few feet in front of you. Yeah? Restrain the eyes with mindfulness. Yeah? The eyes look there, not too down, not too low. God says, strain the neck. Okay? So keep the neck up straight, but the eyes look down. Yeah? The eyes look there, but attention inside. Yeah? If your attention is inside, even if your eyes is looking there, it's all unfocused. Yeah? It's all blur, because the attention is in there. Yeah? You only see enough so that you don't bow into things. Yeah? So otherwise, your attention is inside. You see somebody else, or you see something there, you don't even know what it's. You just not seeing the mind, don't go and, busybody, what is that? You just see some fish. You hearing fish. You don't go and or brother call, he's saying something, and what is he saying? And then you carry away. You just hearing fish, you don't even know what it is. Yeah? Keep the attention you do. And then you want to walk through the walking path. So you no intention to walk. You walk right step, left step, right step, left. So your daily activities, you walk from one place to another, you know, one place, nothing, one step, nothing. So just no right step, left. What do you know? You know, take note of sensation in your throat as you take decision. Right step, left step, feeling, put the whole attention on the foot. Right step, left step, right step, left step. Continuously mindful of the sensation in each step. Until you reach the walking path. Okay? So, now, this is daily activities, more or less. Okay? Basically mindful of whatever activities that they are doing. Okay? Stretching, bending, touching, playing. So, any minute activity. Okay? When you turn your face, you blink your eyes, do it with full awareness. So, talk about walking. So, walking path. With just walking path about 20 steps. Okay? 20 steps, not too long, not too short. Because too long, after a while, in the mindfulness, it's not later. We walk too far, the mind, after a while, get distracted. Too short, the mind has more time, to build up the continuity of walking, and then it has spent already. So, not too long, but too short. You got 20 steps, is ideal. Okay? So, give a lot of walking path for a second, and the organ also. So, right. For beginners, I usually ask how to divide the hour of walking into 3 parts, 20 minutes each. So, the first 20 minutes, when you know what is how best working, very simply right step, left step, right step, left step. So when you first walk, you can, especially after you're seated for 1 hour, your body is a bit stiff, so you can walk a little bit more casually in order to loosen up the body, but not too fast. Just walk a bit casually, relax, but mindfully. It's casual only physically. The mind is not casual, the mind is not casual. Each step we are aware, aware of the sensation. So when you are walking casually, when you come to the end of the path, you can just turn. So be aware of the turn, then intention to turn, then just turn and continue walking. But because you are making effort to keep feeling the sensation on the foot, so you find naturally you begin to slow down more and more. So that to allow the mind to feel more and more clearly. So gradually, through the 20 minutes, you begin to slow down more and more. You begin to feel the sensation more and more comfortably, more and more clearly. So when you begin to slow down, when you come to the end of the path, then you stop. You're about to reach. You want to stop with no intention to stop. And then as the body comes to a stop, you're not stopping. Then standing there, you're not standing. Then more to turn, no intention to turn. Or simply just have intention. And then as the body starts to turn, no turning. So we are aware of the body turning, the feet, settling. Be aware of the sensation. Then mostly facing the path within, you stand there, you're standing. And then again you walk, right step, left step. Now, by the end of 20 minutes, we will be walking very slow already, not slow. So then, for the next 20 minutes, in order to sink further, in order for the mind to sink further into exploring other sensation, and you start to break down the steps into 2 phases. So you know 2 phases. Lifting, placing, lifting, placing. So you put the whole attention on it. So when you do walking meditation, your attention must be on the foot, and slightly above the ankle. Don't let the attention stray to the entire leg. Keep it down so that the mind is more like focus. So place the awareness there, feel it. So as you lift, put your attention there, feel all the sensation present as it's lifting. So lifting. So you feel the sensation. And you feel like pressure, hardness, softness, or coolness. As you lift, you begin to feel tightening, more pressure. When you lift, you feel it loosens, you feel the sensation of pulling, or you feel sensation of lightness as it closes up. So observing a lightness sensation appear one after another. It's a process. So Vipassana practice is more of a process. This moment to moment, it's going moment to moment is a process. Present point actually is a process. Rising goes on moment to moment. Yes, we know the process beginning to end. The lifting also from beginning to the end. Lifting. So the whole mass with that working very hard can not external the process of the sensation. Yeah? And places down also. We see, feel the sensation. Touches, we put down. Continuously explore the process of the sensation moment by moment by moment. So you have to really slow down. Then only you can observe clearly. Okay, so you do this for another 20 minutes. And then for the last 20 minutes, so by then you really sleep quite deep already. And you'll be walking quite slowly. So last 20 minutes you predict further to just 3 pace. It's lifting, going forward and going, and then pacing grace. So again, the Vipassana concepting, exploring the process, definitely moment by moment. So in the interview we are asked you, what do you observe by lifting? What do you observe by moving forward? What do you observe by grace? You have to describe. The only way you can describe is if you are watching carefully. Otherwise I ask you, how is it? Like that. What? So observe carefully. Right? So this is the walking. So the secondary object, same way. And especially in the walking, there's a lot of distraction. So we have to be very restrained. Mindfulness, stay within, ignore as much as you can all the sound, all the sight that you see. So you see something, see, finish. Hearing, finish. Don't go further than that. The desire to hear, desire to see arise, not desire, don't act on it. Not desire. As I said, right, if you not wholeheartedly, the desire disappears. Then you no longer want to see. The desire disappears, you see the mind calms down. We notice that the desire is bad advice, disturbed, not peaceful. When we pay each other by that desire is disturbed. We not that desire wholeheartedly, that desire dissolves. And then we might become calm, peaceful. You see clearly one state of mind disappear, another state of mind appear. You see the impulsive disappear, the positive mind appear. Then you see the change in the state of mind. So that's a very restrained during daily activity as well as walking meditation, because the eyes up would tend to be distracted. So you directly attention with micro-restraint directly within. So as long as stay with the walking. When you don't be, your attention will be on the foot that is walking. You may feel sensation from the other foot that is stationary. Because literally the whole weight of your body is on that foot. So you feel a lot of sensation. Ignore it. Not get your attention on the foot that's walking. Because it's walking meditation. So you must note the foot that is walking. But precisely walking. Your mindfulness is strong enough, even if the sensation is very strong. Your mindfulness is stay with whatever object that we want, because it's firmly established on that object. So pay attention to the foot that's open, not to the foot that's stationary. And make sure that all foot is placed down completely before you start lifting the other foot. So you load it completely after it's completely settled down. That only you shift your weight, then lift the other. So you take that one. Don't feel. Place it down. This foot not yet completely settled. It's already weak. Okay? So finish this completely before you lift this. To do this, you must not take stacks and pull big. If the size is too big, and naturally you place this down, this already gone. Okay? So just place one foot right in front of the other. Okay? Để định là đó đi. Okay? So in between also you can realize this sound. Where the body shift the weight and cannot shifting. Right? Then lifting. Yeah? So the foot also don't lift too high. This is not all foot. It's high enough so that when you move forward, it doesn't drag on the floor. Yes? So, and not too low, of course. Too low, it drags on the floor. So, that's about it. Or then walking meditation. So, daily activities we already talked. So I think how daily activity also is because most of the activity you do can be very complicated. Yeah? So and will be usually get overwhelmed. So then we simplify it, break down the complex activity into parts, simpler parts. Opening the door. Usually you just walk there, really open and they go through finish. So, but yogi, we must not very detailed. So, actually, there's a lot of steps involved. So we must break it down. So walk it there, do your right step, left step, right step, left step. So then once you can't close your hand to the door, immediately in the mind, and there's urge to reach for the door, right? So you can keep this urge very soft for we are up, kalyapina without catching. That is actually the intention. Intention is not something that's on your nuts. Sometimes they'll be expanded. When they say the intention comes, you wait there, it won't come. It appears simultaneously. As you walk near enough, and you just spontaneously, the moment there's an impulse to reach for the goal. That impulse is the intention. And it's not verbalized, we just feel an urge. An impulse in the mind to reach. The mind doesn't tell you, okay, now you go open it. It doesn't tell you like that. You just feel the impulse. So, and you notice as soon as the impulse arises, the arm already starts moving. Right? Because that impulse causes that reaching, that act of reaching. It's cause and effect immediately. Okay? So that's stretching. That is one activity itself. This is one small activity of reaching. That you touching, you're not touching. That is another activity. Okay? Next, you want to grab. That is another activity. Grabbing. Next, you want to turn. That's another activity. Tali. Next, you want to pull or push. So you That's another activity. Holding, 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 holding. You see, so you break down such a complex activity into simpler activities. Okay? And you take time to know each simple activities. Then your mind can really dig in and look carefully more and more. Okay, so any questions? Too much to digest. Constipation. So as we said, the idea is more and more throughout the day, so that it develops the power and it develops strength, momentum, the mindfulness develop, samadhi develop, and then jnana, clear knowledge also develop. Only by noting continuously. Okay. Okay. So we are explore more into this during the Dhamma talk when we talk about the method of Satipatthana. Okay. So